Loot running. A lovely, repeatable form of content that is a miniature roguelike game inside of the wynncraft server. Tens of hundreds of people loot run daily to increase their net worth, get rare forms of mythics, and carpal tunnel in their right hands. But the most exciting part about these people weeks is actually waiting for the loot run chest to re-roll, only for the one thing they've been looking for the past 3 months to not show up. Now, imagine doing all of these lovely and accessible things that loot running has to offer on an Acrobat. For those of you who don't know, I only play on Assassin. When I first started out playing wynncraft, I thought it would be cool and revolutionary to become the best Acrobat on the server. And boy, was that the worst fucking idea I've ever had. Having nearly 700 hours as an acro is okay and usable at best. It's a class that has some skill required to get the maximum damage possible while still being in the air. But the thing it sucks at, besides being viable in raids, is the fact that it is utter dog shit for loot running. Now, utter dog shit might be a bit excessive, but out of all the meta loot running archetypes, Acrobat is by far the worst and is not even debatable. Sure, you can find... hold on. I'm getting a phone call. Hello?
Hi, this is the Acrobat Association. Is this Sheer?
Yes, this is him.
Lovely to meet you. I am here to inform you that Acrobat does not have the best movement in the game. That would go to Mage.
Wait, so you're telling me that the only thing Acrobat has is mobility and it's outclassed by Mage?
Yes, sir.
What the fuck? Well, thank you for telling me this information. I'm shocked that the only thing that this class has is movement and mobility, and that's still outclassed by a whole different class.
I'm sorry, sir. It's okay. You're welcome. You have a good day now.
You too. Goodbye. Yes, you heard that phone call correctly. The only thing Acro has above most of the classes is its mobility. And that fucking shit is still outclassed by some random who wants to cosplay as Gandalf. But not to mention, when you're flying from challenge to challenge, that shit takes longer than actual shit to come out of your asshole. And the most annoying part about the mobility, the most annoying thing, is the fact that it is most viable to have wall jump active in your ability tree so you can hop 2 times as fast, which makes flying easier and for better mobile strat. But when you get into a cave, you're bouncing off the walls like Sonic's a fucking How about Jacob? Just get rid of wall jump and use the extra ability points to get riding reflex. Hey random viewer, get that thought out of your fucking head. If you use riding reflex when Jasmine Bloom does the same amount of damage as a 2-year-old smacking someone with a stick, I want you to reconsider your life choices, shove your head in a toilet, and drown. Wow! Nice look at that damage! Wow. This is truly the class This is better than Basher and Whifflock and all that damage! The only way for loot running as an acro, even with everything else previously mentioned holding it back, to be even usable, is you have to either be a god amongst men or just be better, or pump damage boons so you have the base damage of a bash scream user. Otherwise, you're fucked. Not to mention, every single loot run camp has these lovely things called flying mobs. Jacob, what's a flying mob? I'm glad you asked, Jimmy. A flying mob is the Moab that is heading straight for your house. A flying mob is an enemy that flies. Wow. Can you believe it? They spawn after you have not touched the ground for several seconds and will not despawn until they are either killed or you touch the ground for several seconds. Now, well, why is this a problem, you may ask? Well, that's actually a pretty good question. It's because Acrobat is so bad that most of your damage comes from being above the enemies. The problem occurs because you're flying above the monsters and then flying enemies spawn that are beefier than woman in a weightlifting competition, but also because just why the fuck not? Of course they're gonna be stronger than normal enemies because the game is so fucking shit that it's trying. All in all, is Acrobat a good class? No. Is Acrobat viable in loot running? No, but if you're suicidal, then yeah. Is Acrobat viable in anything? No. Is Acrobat gonna get a buff? Definitely not. Am I still gonna complain about Acrobat while still being the only active Acrobat main on the wynncraft server? Yes.